Hey guys, it's Drew Ebner here from Guild Mortgage, filling in on the mortgage reports this week. Hey, in this video, we're going to be talking about credit and your life. Not just credit and your life, credit and a better life. Stay tuned and watch this video so I can help you have a better life. Credit is one of the most personal things out there in today's society. A lot of people would argue with that, but I think my argument wins out, trumps out altogether. And I'll tell you why. Credit is so personal that you are judged by your credit score. You are judged by your spouse, whether you like it or not. You are judged by your employer, whether you like it or not. You are judged by all your creditors and future creditors. You can't even get a cell phone. You can't get even insurance for your car or homeowner's insurance without someone judging you for what you've done in your past. So in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do to have a better future, to have better income, to have better FICO scores, which will allow all that to happen. So first things first. So if you've had challenges in your past, just forget about it. Honestly, do not beat yourself up. The past is the past. You can't go back. You cannot fix it. I promise you, I've tried. You cannot fix it. But moving forward with credit, you certainly can. But there's a few rules you gotta learn. So the overall mix of credit is very important to understand. You gotta start paying your bills on time. That's non-negotiable. So if we have, let's say, student loans that are in deferment or in forbearance in some cases, that's okay. Reach out to the student loan department or whatever company holds your note right now and get on the phone, get a payment plan. You can get on a plan that's based on your income. We have to start repaying those debts. Now, if you don't have any revolving accounts open, it's very important to establish revolving. Revolving impacts your score the most quickest way. And for general rule of thumb, believe it or not, you're going to want to have multiple revolving accounts. So what is a revolving account? Revolving account would be like a Visa, MasterCard, and American Express. So those are going to report each month to all three credit bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. It's important to have them all three being reported. Not all credit cards report at the same time. Not all credit cards report to all three bureaus. It costs money to do so. So it's important to have a credit card and established credit showing that you're repaying your bills each month in a timely manner. Now, I've been in the mortgage business 20 years, and I can honestly say if you do not pay your bills on time, you are going to be subject to higher interest rates, you're going to be subject to higher fees, you're going to be subject to everything in your life you're going to pay more for. So why not take the opportunity now to start over and get it dialed in? In some cases, you're going to have a secured credit card. So the concept behind a secured credit card is giving a deposit to a bank. Let's just say it's like a Discover card. So Discover, it takes in your $500, $300, whatever the amount is, and then each month you're allowed to spend up to your deposit. So in most cases, generally speaking, your credit utilization is very important. So you never want to spend, if say it's a $300 card, you never want to spend more than $100 on that account, okay? Because credit utilization on a credit card is one of the biggest factors to drain your score. So we want to keep that balance low, but we want that credit usage on a monthly basis. So again, suggestion, if you're rebuilding credit and you get a secured credit card, do not screw it up by not putting it on auto pay for the minimum. I guarantee you every credit card allows that. So you might have to fill out a form, you might have to mail it in, you might have to fax it in, but literally it will save you from heartache, it'll save you from getting frustrated, missing a payment. If you're just too darn busy, you have kids, you have all the stuff that goes in someone's life, I get it. But you have to take responsibility and put that account on auto pay. So second, you established at least one revolving account. You may have to establish two. And then over the next 12 months, most secured credit cards are going to allow you then to get your money back and then have a regular credit card that just like anything else. A lot of people out there in the credit space are misinformed. A lot of people in the credit space tell you to pay off old collections. A lot of people in the credit space will say dispute it and there's a good chance it'll come off. That's a whole different discussion on credit repair. But what I can tell you is that we've had clients pull their credit on their own, like annualcreditreport.com, and actually go in and negotiate and pay off old debts. Hey, if you want a clean start and take longer to build your credit, that will work and that is okay. But I'm telling you, in some cases, you don't want to do that. Here's why. If you pay off an old debt more than 24 months or older, you're re-aging that in the credit system. So what re-aging is that it acts like a new collection. So it's going to really damage your score. Your intent and in your heart, you're doing the right thing. You're paying off an old debt, but strategically, you might not want to pay that debt right now while you're improving your credit score, because it's actually going to tank it. So if it's in the last 24 months, by all means, it's going to have a direct impact on your score. You should pay it in most cases. However, I would, if you're looking for a loan right now, please reach out to your loan officer or your credit consultant, whoever you're working with, to make sure that it's not going to negatively impact your chances on qualifying for a home loan. Now I want to tell you about the most common collection that I see on a daily basis. It's the medical collection. I don't know how these insurance companies get the ability to throw stuff on our credit reports at just a whim. But I can tell you from my personal experience that I've had back issues for many, many years. And I ended up at the hospital on a Saturday night with just pain you couldn't even imagine. Go to the emergency room, fill out the paperwork, give my address, the correct address, and I never get a bill. I didn't even think about it because I think my insurance company paid it. I did get notice from my insurance company that they did pay a bill, but somehow the hospital that I went to sent the bill to a prior address. I never got that portion of the bill. So lo and behold, the guy that's talking to you about credit actually has an account that goes into collections. So I had to fight tooth and nail with the hospital that I went to and actually get that collection pulled back. And if you want to know how to do that, I can certainly do it. Just message me and I can guide you through doing something like that too. But the point of it is, boy, if you've been to the doctor or you've been to the hospital, you gotta be on top of that stuff. You gotta open your mail. Medical collections are the number one thing that just tank your score. I mean, you could have an 800 score, have one medical collection for a copay of $15 or $100 and see a drop of 100 points, just like that. I'm telling you, you have to be on top of bills. You have to be on top of your mail. It sounds silly, but literally, if you don't protect yourself, if you do not look out for yourself, no one else is. No one else, they get so many people coming through their doctor's offices. If they don't receive a payment in 90 to 120 days, you just go off to collections. And they feel like, hey, it's your fault, you should have been on top of it. In my case, and a lot of other people's cases, if you have moved, someone didn't put in the right information. So hey, just be on top of it. Double check, triple check with whoever you're going and seeing that they do have the right billing information. And if you need help getting something like that removed off your credit or getting pulled back from a collection company, I certainly can guide you through that. So the last part that I want to talk to you about, how it really affects you and affects your life. Having good credit literally will improve your marriage. I don't have statistics behind that, but I can tell you a happy spouse, they say the happy wife, happy life, but hey, you literally need to take charge of your credit profile right now. So go on to annualcreditreport.com, pull your free credit report that you can do annually. They ask you trick questions that actually sometimes are very hard because they ask you all sorts of questions about your credit history. Sometimes you can't log in. So you can go on to TransUnion, Equifax, or Experian, or like myfico.com, then they'll charge you. Sometimes it's just easier than getting the free one. Plus you can get your score. But what I'm telling you around a better life is that credit will open doors financially. It'll get you better interest rates on home loans, auto loans, leases, credit cards. I mean, that's huge. People from paying like 5% versus 4% on a 30-year note over 30 years save tens of thousands of dollars easily. I'm sure it's more than that, but that's just one example. And then applying for a job. I know we talked about it earlier, but you are judged on your credit. Your character is challenged on your credit. It doesn't matter if you had a life occurrence that was a spouse, even you got sick, you went to the hospital, you couldn't pay your medical bills. It doesn't matter. The system, the way it is right now, is they're looking at a score and you're being judged on a score. There's a lot of people out there in the credit space that can help you with this. Mortgage companies are a little bit more lenient on medical collections. But if you need help with that, certainly find somebody that can do that. So you want to take action. What do you do? My advice is to pull your credit report. You can go on annualcreditreport.com, like I mentioned earlier, my FICO, whatever it is. You can ask your mortgage professional to pull your credit. It'll definitely count as an inquiry, but you got to find out the basics. So then the next step is to engage some type of third-party help. But beware. The credit repair industry as a whole, a lot of people that don't know what they're talking about, charge you up front, which is illegal, and really don't know the Fair Credit Reporting Act inside and out. They don't know the technicalities of how to dispute something that is, it might be yours, but per the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the creditor has to report it accurately. And trust me, if you look at a credit report, I guarantee, or your credit report, I guarantee you will find some errors or discrepancies or some addresses or your name is not spelled correctly, and all that you want to clean up. So if you need a referral or if you want somebody to help you with your credit, certainly reach out to me. We work with some great professionals out there that are bonded, licensed, and do it the right way. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching the video about credit. If you have any questions on where to go, how to help, I am certainly a resource for you. And hey, please ask questions, comment. If you liked it, didn't like it, agree or disagree, it doesn't matter. Thank you so much. But hey, please subscribe to the Mortgage Reports. It's a fantastic site, offers great content, and it's a site to inform you, the consumer, to make good decisions about credit and about your financial future. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.